Discuss about the anatomy and physiology for the GNM first years. So in this we are going to discuss about the unit 7, that is digestive system. So in the last class we have seen up to the small stomach. So today now we are going to discuss about the small intestine. So today topic is small intestine. So small intestine, it is also one of the part in the GI system. So small intestine, it can be stomach contents empty through the pyloric sphincter into the small intestine. So after the digestion has completed, so the digestive materials which are present in the stomach, it can be enter into the small intestine by the pyloric sphincter. So the pyloric sphincter is a opening, and during the digestive process it become opens and closed during the physical functioning of the body. So in the small intestine there is a stomach contents can be empty through the pyloric sphincter into the small intestine. So after the digestion and the digestive material can be enter into the small intestine from the stomach by the pyloric sphincter, and this is longest section in the GI tract. So in the GI system, the small intestine is become longest part in the GI system, and it is become 9 meters in the length. So the small intestine, it is 9 meters in long. So it is divided into the 3 segments. So the small intestine can be divided into the 3 segments, that is includes the first segment is duodenum, and the second one is jejunum, and the longest one is the ileum. So the duodenum is become smallest one, and it is become shortest and wider. It can be fixed into the small intestine, and there is become duodenum is become C shape, and the second is the jejunum. So the jejunum, it can be 2/5 of the part can be form the small intestine. So 2/5 part of the jejunum, it can be forms the small intestine, and there is a second part of the small intestine. The first segment is the duodenum, and it is become C shape, and it is become shorter and wider, and the second segment is jejunum. It is 2/5 of the part of the small intestine can be formed by the jejunum, and the next one is the longest segment, that is called as ileum. So the third segment is ileum. It is become longest, and it can be forms the small intestine. About the 50% of the small intestine can be formed by the ileum. So it is become longest segment in the small intestine. So longest segment of the small intestine, that is ileum. 50% of small intestine can be formed by the ileum, and the next one is the small intestine continuous with the stomach at the pyloric sphincter and leads as a large intestine. So the small intestine can be continuous from the with the stomach. So after the stomach it can be continuous as a small intestine and at the pyloric sphincter. So after that it is has a large intestine. So after the pyloric sphincter it is become small intestine. After that it has become large intestine, and there is a small intestine. It consists of 3 segments, that is the duodenum and the jejunum and the ileum. So the duodenum is, it is become shortest and wider, and the jejunum is become 2/5 of the part of the small intestine can be formed by the jejunum, and there is a next one is the ileum. So the ileum is the longest part of the small intestine. So 3/5 of the small intestine can be formed by the ileum. So it ends at the cecum. So cecum means it is the beginning part of the large intestine. So it can be, the ileum can be ends at the cecum. So cecum means it is the first part of the large intestine, and it consists of Peyer's patches. So the Peyer's patches means it is a mass of the lymphatic tissue. So the Peyer's patches can be present over the ileum. So because of these Peyer's patches, it can be helps in the perform the function of the absorption. So the Peyer's patches can be helps in the absorption, and it also helps in the to know the any infection. So any bacteria can be present in the intestinal secretions. So the Peyer's patches, it consists of Peyer's patches, and it performs the function of the absorption. So the Peyer's patches, it is nothing but there is a mass of the lymphatic tissue which can be present throughout the ileum, and the main function of this Peyer's patches, there is a absorption, and it also helps in the to know the pathological organisms which are present in the secretions or not. The Peyer's patches can be help to protect from the pathogenic organisms. So it is about the ileum. So next one is the secretions of small intestine. So the secretions which are present in the small intestine, it includes the volume. So 1800 ml per day. So the secretions from the small intestine daily, it can be secretes 1800 ml per day. So daily the 1800 ml of secretions can be released by the small intestine, and there is a reaction become alkaline. So the secretions become alkaline like a salty taste. So there is a reaction and there is become alkaline, and the pH of this secretion is 8.3. So the pH is become 8.3. So the small intestine, the secretions volume, there is a 1800 ml per day, and the reaction is alkaline, and the pH is 8.3. And the next one is the functions of the small intestine. So the functions, it includes the digestive function, and the fat digestion, and the protein digestion, and the protective function. So in the digestive function, there is a intestinal juices contain disaccharides which are converted into the monosaccharides. So disaccharide means there is a double bonded sugars. So the monosaccharides means there is a single bonded sugar can be present. So the digestive function, it includes the intestinal juices can be contain disaccharides. So the intestinal juices, it consists of disaccharides, and it can be converted into the monosaccharides. So for example, if the sucrose, and it is a disaccharide, and it can be by the sucrase enzyme, it can be converted into the monosaccharides, that is glucose and the fructose. So sucrose is disaccharide, and by the sucrase enzyme, and it can be converted into the monosaccharides, that is glucose and the fructose. And the next one is the maltose. So the maltose also disaccharide, and by the maltase enzyme, it can be converted into the glucose and the glucose. So there is a monosaccharides, disaccharides can be converted into the monosaccharides. So next one is lactose. So it is also one of the disaccharide, and by the lactase enzyme, it can be converted into the glucose and the galactose. So it is a single sugar bond monosaccharides. So the digestive function, the intestinal juices contains the disaccharides, and which are converted into the monosaccharides. So for example, there is a sucrose and the maltose and the lactose. These are all the disaccharides which are converted into the monosaccharides. The sucrose, it is the disaccharide. By the sucrase enzyme, it can be converted into the glucose and fructose. And the maltose, by the maltase enzyme, it can be converted into the glucose and glucose. And the next one is the lactose. So by the lactase enzyme, it can be converted into the glucose and the galactose. So next one is the fat digestion. So the secretions of the small intestine, it also helps in the fat digestion. So the small intestine, it can be helps to the fat digestion. So the fats it can be includes, and by the lipase enzyme the fats can be converted into the fatty acids. So the fats by the lipase enzyme it can be converted into the fatty acids. So next one is the protein digestion. So the protein digestion it includes the peptones and the polypeptides. So by the pepsin enzyme it can be converted into the amino acids. So the small intestine it can be helps in the protein digestion, that is peptones and the polypeptides. By the pepsin enzyme it can be converted into the amino acids. So there is the functions it includes the digestive function and the fat digestion and the protein digestion. So next one is the protective function. So the protective function it includes there is a small intestine, it can be protects the secretions which are released by the small intestine, it can be protects the inner lining of the stomach. So by the secretions, by the acidity, so by the acidic by the hydrochloric acid, by the acids, and it can be damaged to the inner lining of the stomach or the small intestine, and it forms the ulcer formation in the stomach. So by this it can be prevented by the small intestine. So small intestine it can be prevent the inner which are the secretions can be secreted by the small intestine. It prevents the damage to the inner lining of the stomach, and there is a backflow of the food into the small intestine by the secretion. So the secretions can be prevent the backflow of the food into the small intestine, and it prevents the ulcer formation in the stomach. So because of this acidity, and it causes the damage to the small inner layer of the small intestine. So it can be protected by the secretions, or from the secretions can be released by the small intestine. So it is about the functions of the small intestine.